Hey, okay. So back on uh, JFK assassination. No man there. We covered that. So conspiracy theorists have a couple different ideas that I've heard of. Two I will touch on because I really can't think of any right now. CSI or FBI again, can't remember who did it. They hired Lee Harvey Oswald, or they hired a couple different assassins to kill Kennedy. Why would they do that? Why? Well, uh, apparently, which I'll talk about this a little bit more in a minute. JFK wanted to invade Cuba. Can't remember what he called the plan to invade them. Uh, they wanted he wanted to get Fidel Castro out of power. He didn't like him because he's a fucking commie. This, that, the other. And for some reason, this didn't like that. Their money was invested over there, so they didn't want that or something. So they killed him before it could go into power. And that's pretty much the same reasoning with the mafia. Mafia was involved is another one. If I were to believe one of the two, the mafia one would be the one to believe. I don't know much about the CSI doing it one because I just don't know. I I forget. To be 100% honest, I did used to know it. Then I got more into the mafia one, but I don't know why you'd want to kill your president. You could try to talk him out of it, and show him like with bribes or something. That's the best way to do it. That's why I don't really believe the government did it. But yeah, and they believe, that they're going to invade because of one piece of paper. One. There's one thing proving that could happen. There's nothing. There's no such thing called forging. There's no way that could be fake. Um. So, and I can't remember what war. World War II, if I'm not mistaken. The reason that America got involved because Great Britain was like, hey, we intercepted this from Germany or whatever to Mexico, and if that we want Mexico to invade America if this happens, and there's no evidence that ever came from Germany. There's more evidence to prove that Britain sent it, and it is actually the fact that Britain did send it, just to get America involved in the war for help. So that can happen right there. No such thing as forging. Anyway, uh, there's a little bit more evidence behind the mafia doing it because Jack Ruby was a known mobster. He was known to be affiliated with the mob, and Jack Ruby is the one who killed Lee Harvey Oswald 2 days after he killed JFK. If you don't know that, I don't know why you even care about this video, but he's a known mobster, and he just happened to kill Lee Harvey Oswald. Now, why would the mafia want to kill JFK? Same reason. They want to invade Fidel Castro, and the mafia has money over there, or something, and they don't want to ruin their investment. Well, why the hell would us invading and actually being over there, and them being able to go over there and put more money in and control more be a bad thing? Mafia was all about power. Now this has actually been talked about. I've heard that uh, the mafia was perfect timing. They said this is our window. They want to invade Cuba. Uh, they don't want anybody to know about it, so they must cover this up. If they were to get killed and people were to investigate, they would find this evidence saying they want to invade Cuba. Cuba would find out and want to invade America or want to be in a war with America. So this is their perfect window to do it. Which, as a theory, that makes sense. It really does. But logically, I would think, you know, logically you gotta think these are mobsters. They're not trained fucking geniuses. Now, no offense to anybody in the mafia. What the fuck? Fucking phone call. I was actually just thinking somebody might call me. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Shit. The fuck was I saying? You're giving them way too much credit. You know, they're not that smart. I mean, no offense to anybody in the mafia, because they are pretty smart, but they're not that smart that they're gonna think of that. So, why would Lee Harvey Oswald do it? Now that we're talking about motives, why would Lee Harvey Oswald do it? He was rejected by the U.S. Army, if I'm not mistaken. He was rejected, or something like that. Then he was rejected by Cuba. He was a communist. Communist. JFK has talked out about communism, and he, you know what? He just doesn't like communists. And he killed him. That makes sense to me, kind of, yeah. You know, I don't know the exact reason he did, nobody does. And here's another thing of evidence that says, oh, Lee Harvey Oswald couldn't have done it. Okay. Lee Harvey Oswald was in the thing, shooting, delivers a fatal blow. Now, he's got a certain amount of time, I can't remember the exact amount of time, to get from the 6th floor down to the cafeteria, walk down the street to a theater, if I'm not mistaken, walk quite a ways, and where he is finally arrested. Here. That's not enough time. When he got from the 6th floor down to the cafeteria, he was standing in line, apparently. A cop saw him standing in line, not winded at all. He was just standing there like a normal person. Well, like, that's too little time. He had to run down the stairs and not be winded. He must be a very athletic person. There's enough time. They've reenacted this. You can look up this shit somewhere. I don't know. I watched it on TV. And this all makes sense. They had enough time to get from he had enough time to get from the 6th floor down, hide his gun, and down the stairs to the cafeteria in which the cops saw him. There was enough time not to be winded. Then he had a certain amount of time. Now I'm not saying like this is not like he had 20 seconds to get from the 6th floor down to the ground floor, and he didn't have like 5 minutes to get from there to a theater. He had like 40 minutes, like an hour. You know, this was a big amount of time to get down there. And there was actually a cop killed in the process. Now, a lot of people don't know that. I didn't for a while. While he was walking down, somebody tried to stop him. He pulled out a gun and shot this cop, or took the cop's gun and shot him. He shot the cop. And then he went to the theater to hide out. He got arrested, whatever. There's not enough time. The time that he was killed was this or something. He could have been there in that time. He could have been in the theater in just under the time. It's not like we barely made this and he was walking. We made it under and he was walking. The guy that reenacted it. I mean, they went over everything. So that is very possible. I can't think of anything else that this inquires to. If you have evidence proving me wrong, and don't be like, you're bullshit, this, that, the other. Actually provide something, like I have just now, and tell me where my flaw is. Please. I'd like to know so I can learn more. This is one of my favorite subjects, is conspiracy theorist of JFK's assassination. I would like to know. Thank you. This is Louis saying bye-bye.